What's going on, Jamps and Jambits? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video we have to talk about pro drums potentially finally arriving in Fortnite very soon. Now you might be like, what do you mean arriving very soon? What do you mean finally? Well, if you guys have paid attention to any leaks regarding Fortnite Festival from when it officially released, one thing was always certain. When they were working on Pro Lead, Pro Bass, there was a third pro instrument set that they were working on that they never actually ended up releasing, and that was none other than pro drums. Now, when they started working on pro drums, they basically had the charting in every single song that was releasing, and even today, every single song that exists in Fortnite Festival has an unused pro drums variant, which has difficulty options and all that type of stuff, entire charts and everything made for it already, and it's been that way basically since, they started working on Pro Lead and Pro Bass way back in the day. So it made people wonder, if we have all this other stuff of Pro Lead and etc., why don't we have pro drums in Fortnite Festival? Why is that something that exists in the API? They've clearly worked on it, but it doesn't exist in the way where we would be able to, as a community, play those experiences without doing something like porting over the songs over into Clone Hero or Yarg or whatever else. And the main issue seemed to be the fact that it was mainly, legacy instruments that you were able to use physically that would have been the only thing supported for Fortnite Festival. And what I mean by this is, when we got Pro Lead and Pro Bass, we had stuff like the Riftmaster actually releasing for us to actually enjoy and use around the exact same time as Pro Lead and Pro Bass releasing in the game. And I think the Riftmaster actually got announced before they officially announced that they were releasing those things, and this time around CRKD is releasing and announcing that in 2026 we're going to be getting our first set of pro drum controllers, or I guess pro drum instruments IRL, that we haven't seen get made by any company in literal years. The video is playing on the right side of the screen, but it was a pretty hype announcement to kind of see them drop basically out of absolutely nowhere, and it makes me wonder if this finally means that pro drums is going to be coming to the game. Now, I had heard rumors before regarding pro drums. Apparently, there was a lot of speculation based on everything going on back in the day that, oh, it might be releasing in the Metallica season because, it makes sense for a full band. Oh, it might be releasing in the Sabrina Carpenter season. Maybe they delayed it after the Metallica one or something like that. There was a lot of weird conspiracy theory things regarding pro drums because people thought it was supposed to be releasing way sooner than it was actually ever going to, apparently. And now that we actually have the announcement for a pair of pro drums IRL that you'll be able to use, it makes people wonder if this is a sign that pro drums is finally going to be coming to the game. And even though it will have support for those legacy instrument stuff, legacy drums that you've had for like Rock Band or whatever else before, maybe it's a sign that Epic Games is ready to announce a new set of instrument controllers, or new set of instrument support in the game. Now, when it comes to stuff like pro vocals, as you guys know, or I guess plastic vox, whatever you want to call it, basically just you singing, that has been something Epic Games has been working on as well recently, or I guess harmonics more so is the ones working on Fortnite Festival, and that is something that I think is around added to around like 250 to 300 songs out of the 500 plus songs we have in Festival right now. So it does appear like this isn't going to be something where they're going to be dropping pro vocals with pro drums at the same time, unless they decide to do some weird announcement where they say, hey guys, we want to give you a nice update to Fortnite Festival, considering the fact that, there's been a lot of controversy over the song choices, the weekly rotations, all the type of stuff. Most recently, they announced that this week's rotations of new songs are all songs that were in the free pass of previous music passes in Fortnite Festival. Maybe the reason why that has slowed down, the reason why they haven't, why did I do that? But the reason why they haven't actually gone ahead and, released that many new big name songs is because they're slowly working on it a lot slower, while they're mainly focused on releasing pro vocals and pro drums at the exact same time. I don't know, maybe that's just copium from me, but that does sound like a good reasoning for why Fortnite Festival can be seen by some players as in the gutter right now, somewhere where there isn't much communication, and that is something we've seen Epic Games get better at recently, is kind of just communicating with the community, at least for the Battle Royale side of stuff. But it will be interesting to see how this actually goes into play, how the actual pro drums end up releasing by CRKD, and if someone from CRKD is watching this video, they sent me a actual instrument, to use in Fortnite Festival recently that isn't pro drums, it's for like lead and guitar, and I kind of spaced that because it was like right around the area of a lot of other Fortnite leaks, so you might be seeing a Fortnite Festival video here on this channel soon, since, I don't want to like scam them out of a free gift they gave me, and I would love to be able to review like pro drums or whatever else when it gets closer to that time, assuming that it is supported in Fortnite Festival. But considering the way that the Riftmaster actually ended up working, I wouldn't be surprised guys, if they end up releasing pro drum support in Fortnite, even if they don't do, you know, the plastic vocals or whatever else, at the same time, you know, I would be, you know, kind of excited, and I do highly believe that what they're going to do is release the pro drums around the same time as pro drums releasing, or I guess, you know, the CRKD drum instrument controllers or whatever else, releasing for everyone to actually enjoy. But yeah, I know this video is a little bit all over the place, you know, some weird ways of trying to describe instrument controllers and stuff, you know, plastic controllers, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, pro drums appear to be coming very soon, and we do know that Epic Games, or I guess Harmonix, is working on not only pro drums, but pro vocals. So maybe soon you'll be able to sing your heart out in random fill lobbies of Fortnite Festival main stage. And imagine how that's actually going to go in the battle stage, you know, with pro vocals. I think it will definitely be an interesting experience. Until next time, however, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's short little YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.